Good morning, everyone. I welcome you all to this day 2 session of Certificate Program and Herbal Technology. I am Sukumari Vallinayaga in Unit 2. Today is second day of Unit 2. Yesterday we discussed about the classification of some medicinal plants and how can we classify in the plant kingdom. Today's session is going to describe about some medicinal plants details and their geographical location uses like that, and then we are going to discuss about the how can we cultivate that medicinal plants and how can we collect that medicinal plants like that. Here I'm going to explain with some medicinal plants like amla, ashwagandha, adadada. Some medicinal plants I'm going to discuss here. About that medicinal plants, how can it grow, which is the suitable condition for the cultivation, like that. Okay, first one is amla, because this is a well known medicinal plants for all Indians. So I've taken this amla Philanthus umbilica. This umbilica Philanthus umbilica, it's present in all over the India and many Asian countries, and it's Philanthaceae. This plant, particularly this root, want a pH level 6.5 to 9.5. So, if that plant having a more acid content, it can be growable. Some land like the coastal areas with the salt content, in that particular area, this umbilica not able to grow that. If you are planning to cultivate this umbilica, you want to select the area which is far away from the coastal areas. Then next thing is the soil condition. It should be sandy, and it should be heavy clay land should contain the heavily clay soil, and it can be growable in the all over India in the center part. And it's for you can understand the ash color is indicating the it can be growable in the particular area. It's then this philanthus is it is favorable for the hot and humid condition, and it also withstand for the frost condition. It's a particularly in North India, they are cultivating it in as cultivating it as business, cultivating this plant for the business. Okay, in India, many of them in south region of India, they are cultivating in a small quantity, but in their in the north at the frozen states areas, that is that's near border of Nepal and West Bengal, like in that particular area, Kashmir, Uttarakhand, that areas they are called Dehradun. Dehradun is they are having a big, they are providing big land for the cultivation of this umbilica. Okay, next thing is about the it's present over the Asia, and in the Asia countries is China, Eastern Asia, and India, Indonesia, Pakistan, Malaysia. You can see this is present all over many of the Asian countries included in this geographical distribution. Why? Because I'm mentioning here, if you are having a plan to transport, cultivate the umbilica, or you have the plan to export, this means if you are exporting this umbilica to the Malaysian country, Singapore country, means they are not known the demand of this particular Philanthus umbilica. So they are providing the exporting price. But if you are exporting this particular umbilica to the Europe countries, they are having a high demand. So in that geographical distribution of umbilica, so in that particular place you have more demand. So you can fix the high rate for this particular umbilica. That will helpful for this business plans like that. Okay, next one is Ashwagandha. You all know the tell you all know about this Ashwagandha, the word, but this Ashwagandha is a very well known and well studied, well researched medicinal plant. It comes under the Solanaceae family. This is not Solanaceae family. This is called as the Withania somnifera. This Withania somnifera, many of the researchers did many research on this particular plant. Because why I'm stress this means, if you are a researcher for your research study, if you have taken this Withania somnifera, there was n number of papers, lakhs and lakh papers in this Ashwagandha, this Withania somnifera. So it's not been in unique, but the for the herbal production, herbal if you have a plan to make a herbal company, or if you have a plan to make a ayurvedic product company, you can take this Withania somnifera as a one of the best medicinal plant to your export or your business. Because it have all the protocol, we have all the protocol. Ayush also it's having a protocol to make a medicines, take up medicine from the medicinal compound from the Withania somnifera. So it's very useful for your business or a herbal production process. Okay, next thing is the okay, this is commonly known as the Withania somnifera, and the how a little bit sweeter, bitter, and which part is mostly used. Okay, that is very thing. Ashwagandha. If you are cultivating the Ashwagandha as a herbal plant, you have to use the plant root. That is the major thing which having the more medicinal property. So it's a one time one time harvesting. Many of the plants used for the leaf collection, the leaves having the medicinal property, so you can harvest one or two more times. But in this plant Withania somnifera is only thing, it's a cultivated, and then the plant root having the medicinal property, you can harvest whole plant for the export or any medicinal application. The for propagation of this for plant preparation, first you have to collect the particular plant, and the collection of plant is another topic in your syllabus. First you have to identifying the particular plant, and then collect the plant for clean all the whole plant, and then remove the mud and all. The collected plant root have been dried in a sunlight, shadow sunlight, and then make a powder, and take the decoction from that particular root used for the medical application. Okay, as I am said, the Bethania somnifera is the most demanded, well growing in our country. So many of the agencies, private agencies, are encouraging the farmers to cultivate this ashwagandha. So for this cultivation, we have to plant it in a land with a 2 centimeter of deep, and then we have to mean it. It can be growable at the temperature 20 to 20. No, it can't tolerate the highest temperature like 35 degrees Celsius, 39 degrees Celsius, for at the seed germination stage. Okay, after the seed germination, it can the seed germinated after the 2 week. After the seed germination, it tolerate a little bit of temperature. Once it will it's grown around 50 to 60 centimeter height, okay, nearly 2 feet height. After that particular height, they are cultivating the harvesting the whole plant, because I told the root is the major part which going to use for the medicinal application. So we have to collect the particular whole plant. Okay, some of the plant is some of the plants are identified this maturity, the root matured was identified by the plant leaf color change, okay, and the fruit presence over the plant. Okay, here harvesting, when we want to harvest after the 560 150 or 170 day, it will become 62 feet height. That plant will become 2 feet height. So at that particular stage we can get the fruits in a red color, and then the leaves become mature leaf. The stem diameter, it's going to be 1 to 2 centimeter. Okay, said they are cleaning the whole fresh harvested root and washing the root. After that they are dried the root. This root is going to become medicinal powder, herbal powder for many purpose. Okay, next one is the Sarpakantha. Sarpakantha is the it's also the most widely present, widely used medicinal plant in medicinal for many herbal companies. This is called as the Revolvia serpentina. Okay, this is Apocynaceae family. It's native to India, and it's also present in all the subcontinents of Asia's, East Asia's, and China is having all the plant which is present in the which also present in the India, because as per the previous China as India is a same. It's a whole one continent. This Asian continent is fully it's not divided based on their borders, and that situation. This is a whole this is the whole country. They are cultivating, they are having all the plants like Indians. China is not divided by the wall. They are the same persons. They are in their own country. So in that period, if we found one plant in India, they are trying to spread the plant in all over the countries. So only many Indian plants are present in the all over the Asian countries. Because why? Because the peoples are separated by their location, but they thought, if they thought, if for example, if people present in a Delhi, if they want a particular medicinal plant, means they won't come to they won't come to the Tamil Nadu. So they need the availability of the particular medicinal plant. So the Indians are thought, we need to cultivate all medicinal plant in the all over the continent. So they are spread all the medicinal plants over the continents. Okay, next this Sarpagandha also present over the plant, over the country, over the continent. This plant root can be grow at the acid condition 4.7 to 6.5. It's a very important thing. So this is very it's a choosy one. If you are doing any gardening in if you are doing terrace gardening, means you can grow this particular Sarpagandha, you can grow this Ashwagandha, you can grow the Emblica. So the Ashwagandha Emblica is a very Ashwagandha, and this Sarpagandha is the very growable at the that terrace gardening. Okay, if you can take this particular root, particular shoot for your daily routine purpose. And so if you're having a plan to grow this particular plant, you can maintain the grow this particular plant, you can maintain the mud pH, you can the soil, you can maintain the soil pH with the, but nothing but if you are having a lemon juice for the lemon, if you're having a lemon juice, you can add with the water, you can pour in the soil. If in the particular natural condition, that soil maintain the pH at 4.7 to 6.5. This is a natural thing. This is a natural pH. Okay, this is it's a same is another thing which helpful for your as I mentioned, this plant is present all over the Asian countries. This is nearby China and the Pakistan, like that. And the Pakistan, like that. Okay, the is outlook of the root, flower, and the leaves. Okay, it's having many medicinal property. This is information for your this is a kind information, because if you have a seed you can grow in terrace garden. It's many of the peoples are maintaining the terrace garden at this lockdown. So you can grow this plant in your natural or your own home. It is most helpful for your weight loss. If many peoples are trying to reduce the weight, so in that period that is very helpful. Okay, how it can be cultivate? It can be propagated by the shoot, root, cut, anything. You can grow with it is vegetative propagation, so you can easily grow with that. And also having the propagation of seeds also. And this is the it's sometimes the rate of seed germination is very low, so they go with the that root shoot propagations, that vegetative propagations. Okay, first showing the seed. So you have to showing the seed in overnight. After that, seeding, and it's mostly grow in the August. That is the climate situation, and 16 to 30 centimeter distance. It's transplanted for the transplant. It can be growable. After the 3 to 4 years, plant that old plant is having a better root. Okay, in it this is the we are here in this plant we are going to use that particular fruit, so or leaf, so the no need to harvest the whole plant. You can repeatedly use that particular plant. After that, this is collection. This collection means that is nothing but the whole drug collections from the plant. And the next one is Adathoda. Adathoda Vasika is a name. Adathoda is a Tamil name. Adathoda, it's a fully Indian, fully South Indian plant, which is found first in the Tamil Nadu, because Ada means is a goat, Thoda means is don't touch. The goat won't touch this plant because this phytochemical present in this plant, which affect that particular gut material, gut of the goat. If the goat eat this particular plant, that gut biotome, enzymes are getting the clock, that goat will become die. So the goat will not touch this plant, so it's called as Adu Thoda. This is it's botanically named Adathoda. Another name is Adathoda Vasica. This plant is widely cultivated in this India, and especially in Tamil Nadu. Okay. Next on is the it's this plant does no need that much of water. It can be propagation by the plant cuttings itself. This botanical this shrub can be growable. It's over 30 feet and 2.5 meter it's centimeter the meter height. It leaves having 30 centimeter height, like and all. And this is leaves images for your identification. Whole plant can be usable for medicinal application. Having the medicinal it is used for the asthma treatment. Yesterday I told. Okay, another one is tinospora. Tinospora is nothing but synthil. Synthil is it's also growable by normal people. So you can grow it in our home. The stenospora is large, glabrous. This is what the widely used main plant in the Minispermaceae family. This is the one of the rare thing, because this kind of plants are not comes under the medicinal herb, but Stenospora is the most widely used medicinal plant. This is the leaf look like this. Synthal leaves look like this. This synthal can adapt to any can grow in grow with any tree, any plant, because it's tied up with any plant. This is the seeds look like. We can use seed fruit. Okay, another thing I'm going to mention, these are the herbs which are comes under the green leaf manner graft. Graft means we use the plant leaf. So once you are planting this particular plant, you can harvest the leaf for your lifetime. You can, if you have a land in your home, you can grow this plants, you can grow this kind of plants, and you can take this leaves for your the flower. You can take this flower, Cassia fistula, okay, Cassia family, Cassia angustifolia, Cassia alata, fistula. These things are, it comes under the very most, very widely used, very highly exported plant from India. This plants or helps to uh, cure, helps for your weight loss, helpful for the constipation problems like that. And because the thing is, the western, the cold condition, that their body temperature is become low, is very low, so they are not able to, their enzymes are not able to proper active properly, so they want to enhance the their particular enzymes. So this acacia families, they are stimulate the particular enzymes, they are improve the digestion, they are improving the body metabolism, so they are getting relief from the constipation problems. They are reducing the weight, they are weight become reduced. And this kind of plants are, we are, while there's another one is the neem. So all those things are, it's going like a tree. We are taking the leaves or flowers for the next part of our session is the cultivation. Okay, as I mentioned, today we are discussing the cultivation, collections, and all. This cultivation part is the very important. In the cultivation, we are having two type of cultivation. One is vegetative propagation, another one is the seed propagation. That is the asexual and sexual propagation. This is the asexual propagation. In this asexual propagation, there are different kind of things are there. This is very widely used. It can, this helpful for growing many medicinal plants. Okay, what is that? Okay, this is the one kind of images, the vegetative propagation. Here you can see the next plant will comes through the another part of the root. This is the root extension. That root extension helps to propagate the another plant. And another type is potato. This potato, you can see, if you are submerge the particular any potato pieces, any potato, that will propagate it, into multiple plant. Another one is the that particular root material helps to propagate the next plant. Okay, type of propagation. This is a type of propagation. We have a different type of propagations. One is asexual seeds. You can cut the particular seed and it's submerged in the mud. It can be growable like a plant. Another one is root cutting. Root, don't need to cut the leaf. You can cut the piece of root in the particular plant, that can be growable. That is root cutting. Then sucker cutting, it's edge, it's helpful for the strawberry plants. That edge of the, it's a lower edge of the particular plant, that one particular leaves that can be propagated into multiple plant. And grafting is nothing but cut the one branch and placed in another pot. This grafting, if you're having a rose plant in your home, if you're having a money plant, if you're having any the table rose, you are experience this grafting. Then division. It's the whole material is cut down into the multiple pieces and they are placed in various pots. Okay, this is the artificial propagation. Artificial propagation means the rose cuttings or money plant cuttings. If it's grown in many branches, it just cut the one branch and we can put in various pots. That is the cuttings. Then butting is nothing but you can cut one particular place in one plant, and we need to cut the another part from the another plant. It's just paste the both thing and tabbed over that. We need to wrap with the tape. Then grafting, it's a very known thing. Okay, if you're having any doubt regarding this artificial provocation, this grafting the rose plant, just see that, like just refer that video like that. Grafting the rose plant, budding method in a rose cutting. This is very very well known method for plant cuttings, color the multiple color plants. Okay, this is the thing which helpful for uh, the butt grafting. Okay, butt grafting means you have to cut the particular portion like this, the T shape. We cut like T. You can see the T shaped insertion. So okay, if you are putting this T shape cut, you can make a butt over the but you can take the particular portion and placed in another plant. Just wrap the thing. Okay, you this is the whole thing is very important. It's very easiest method. If you're having any plant in your home, you can try this. And approaches grafting, approach grafting is nothing but just cut slice the one particular area in a stem of one plant, another plant also, just attach the both and tap over there. Another thing is tongue grafting is nothing but placing two portion. This is the artificial vegetation process. And another thing is the grafting having a two types. Another that thing is the grown grafting. Grafting is nothing but previous one T, and grown is nothing but you can grow the multiple plants from one stem. This is the same thing with animation. And the micro propagation, artificial after the veg propagation and artificial, this is the micro propagation. It's a laboratory scale one. This is the greenhouse. This helps for the production of greenhouse for many greenhouses. It is like it helpful for production of hybrid plants. This is very important and latest widely spread in over this past 5 to 10. This is like plant tissue culturing. In this micro propagation, first we have to collect the particular portion, small part of the leaf or stem, anything. Then we have to differentiate the cells with the inner plate. In the tissue culturing process, we can get the callus cells. Then we have to, that callus cells are going to embryogenesis process, and it promotes for the organogenesis process. This are related with the plant hormones, which with that if we need embryogenesis, we need to add the specific hormones for that. Organogenesis also like that. After the getting a root and a shoot with the whole plant, we are transferring the particular small plants into the tube cultivation. That after the growth of particular plant, we have to transfer into the mud. You see the plant cutting initial stage, and then callus development, root formation, shoot formation. Plants are going into the greenhouse. After the greenhouse cultivation, it is transferred to the pot. This is another animation. Just I'm mentioning the multiple images for your understanding. And the stage, main thing is stage. Okay, the 0 stage is the start plant. Another second stage is initial shoot and root cultivation. And root is the first thing after the root cultivation, and multiplication is through the subculturing process. Third stage is the pre-transplant condition. Shoot inauguration is there and rooting is there. After that, fourth stage, and this is acclimatization. This is a harvesting process. After the harvesting, we can move this to greenhouse. Okay, this wordings are very the thing very important for the your examination point of view. After this, microsporogenesis. This microsporogenesis is nothing but it having two this is a combination of two things, microsporogenesis microsporogenesis and megasporogenesis. This microsporogenesis is helpful. The formation of microsporogenesis is the microspores is the very important thing in the this vegetative propagations, so that asexual propagations. It's a another thing, and this process is it's well explained. Microsporogenesis, this microsporocytes, it comes to the it's in a two end cell stage. It's going to the meiosis process. After that, it's divided into four end cells, that is one and one cells, four cells divided into four cells. After this microspore forming, it's a formed like microspore, that is tetrads. This tetrads comes to the next process, this microgametogenesis. This process is called as microgametogenesis. The first thing is microsporocyte is goes to the meiosis process, that is comes to four end cell. After the four end cell condition, that is goes to the microspore process. This microspore process, it helps to form the tetrads. This is process called as the microsporogenesis. This is continuous process of the microgametogenesis. This microgametogenesis is a this vegetative nucleus is released to the released microspore. This pollen meiosis 1 is happen, and the vegetative nucleus is helps to form a generative cell. This cell is comes to it's going to be bicellular, formed to the tricellular pollen. This tricellular pollens are having the sperms. It's become a sperm cells. This process is a cyclic process. As I said, it's a continuous process. Once the micros other part, this microspore comes from the particular plant or flower. This comes to two end cell, then four end cell. After the four end cell, it's going to the generate mitosis process. This four end cell formation is a meiosis process. After that, the tube cell and the generative cell formation is the mitosis process. After this mitosis process is going to the pollination and fertilization. This is one process. Okay, this is another kind of one. This is through the microsporogram. Another, this is microspore ovulation, meiosis process. We got the four end cells, and then mitosis process. Mitosis process, we can the megametophyte. This is the embryo sacs. This is a pollen tube. It's entered into its form. It's like a pollen tube. It helps for the sperm cell productions going to become produce the new plant. That is the pollen germination and fertilization. Okay, so here's some examples of the for vegetative propagation. Based on the using the runner. Runner means the extension of the particular plant. You can cultivate. It's you can cultivate many Bermuda grasses, like grasses, many grasses, many ornamental plants can be growable like this. And pulp means onion based cultivation. Calm means the extension, the short roots, small roots. And the rhizome, we all know sugar canes, ferns. Like tubers means the potato based one. Here's some examples for I'm here mention the examples. Reproduction of roots is Moria based thing, and rhizome is a ginger example. Calm is a colocasia based on from the root it can be growable. Tuber is we all know potato, and pulp is the tuber is onion. So it's pulp, it's a naked one. This is pineapple, like that is produced like that. So these all are some examples. After this propagation method, this propagation is a another one is the sexual propagation, cross pollination, self pollination. This method is helpful for the production of the seed. And there are two types of seedings are there. Another one, as I mentioned, sexual production, asexual production. Asexual production means that is the cuttings, micropropagation, artificial propagation. Sexual propagation means that is the seed based one. Seed based propagation is a cross, it's like two types: direct seeding and indirect seeding. Seeding in a particular small portion we have to cultivate that. In Tamil they are mentioned the north, because if you are cultivating the rice means you have to spread the seeds in a particular small region that is germinated. After the germination, that plants are separated and planted in a farming land. Okay, this is another in the propagation process. We have to mention this thing, because there are two types of plants are germinated from the seed: dicotyledon, monocotyledon. Dicotyledon means that dicotyledon seed is seed coat release. After the seed coat release, the radical and hypocotyl is it's developed. After the developing, this root or after the radical root develop, is the root is elongated, and then first leaf will rise. After the dicotyl, the radical only is elongated. The hypocotyl is not in the it's a downwards. The hypocotyl comes in the upwards. This it's sorry, hypocotyl is comes to it's rise, and it's making a strong base for the seed. After the seed germination, that cotyledons are comes over the particular land that is for producing the leaf. In this image itself you can know that monocotyledons, that the particular that seed is not comes over the soil, but dicotyledon, that seed that cotyledon material that comes over the soil. Then collection of plant is another main thing of today's class. This how can we collect this all till this we are discussing how we can cultivate many medicinal plants, and the next thing is how can we collect. We can collect root, bark and leaf and flowers and seeds. How can we collect means that the one main thing is, if you are collecting a root means that is that is the end of the vegetation process period only we need to collect. After the vegetation a process only that is become mature. Don't take any plant any plant at the immature stage, because if you are taking in a immature stage means that it won't contain it having a less medicinal property. Only the mature plant only having the best medicinal property. Bark collect in the we need to collect the bark at the spring season, and the leaves and herbs we can collect the flowering stage only. Flowering stage means that leaf will become a mature stage. Flowering means that fully developed flower we have to collect the fully flowering, fully developed flower. Fruit seeds, fully ripe fruits only we have to collect. The method of collection is normally by hand with the gloves, and cultivation with the in the cultivations cultivate the harvest the whole we can collect the material from the whole harvesting land. Once you are collecting the material, once you are collecting the plant or any herbal process, you have to get a authentication. Any herbal, if you have it to grow, export or take a project, anything means if you are taking a herbal medicine for your research or export anything, you have to collect the authentication. Where we can get the authentication in the in Tamil Nadu, we are having the Indian Biological Identification Center for Botanical Identification that is present in Tanjavur. The Tanjavur Agricultural College, they are having the plant identification session, and we need to get the authentication from the authenticated institution. Okay, when we need to collect the particular thing, as I mentioned, here the timing, spring season, the maturation, when it will get mature, that is the thing. Everything is very important. Here I'm just highlighted the thing. Okay, harvesting is a very important thing. Harvesting is another main part. Then one, this is the helpful for your export improvement, or if you're helpful for herbal product development. It's done when occur the best quality, and as per the WHO guidelines, this has become best quality. Damaged plants or should be excluded. If you're cultivating any medicinal plants, or if you're having taken any medicinal plants research, we need to eliminate the insecticide affected plant, or dried plant, any wasted plants. We have to remove that, and we need to collect the plant at the suitable condition, and possibly possible condition, at the particular possible condition. And we need to use a device for reducing the contaminant, and we need to get the plant from the best soil, not contaminated, not from the contaminated soil. And if you are if you are buying any medicinal plant, we need to deliver the particular material with a freshly manner and a neat manner. In the processing of the medicinal plants, we have a different step. This processing is very most important step in the medicinal plant cultivation harvesting. After you have cultivated, you have the maintain the whole plant, you have collected the plant, then we have to process it. Processing is very important step, because this is the final stage in the farming step. Farmer, if you're a farmer, or if you're a cultivator, anyone, after this processing step, this plant is going to enter into the industry or enter into the lab. So this transaction step is the processing step. This processing is very important. The fresh herb, if you need a fresh herb for the your research or export means, for example, any or any cosmetic for the cosmetic purpose, many of the plants are used in a fresh, so that plants should be in a refrigeration condition. Frozen herb means that frozen herbs are directly smudged and directly ground with the instrument. After that particular plant is directly added in the perfumes, anything. The perfumes are directly having the frozen herbs, because that frozen herbs only gives a better smell at a current condition. So, and the drying process is very important. Essential oils are obtained from the distillation process. Dogs, you can just refer the sock salad extraction process, that is helpful for the oil extractions. And vegetable extraction is the normal extraction decoction, like that. This extraction process is very important. Tomorrow we will discuss elaborately about this process called the processing. What are the steps in the processing, and what are the what are the are marketly demanded in market. This tomorrow we will discuss the demand of the particular medicinal plants, and how can we process